Hello everybody, welcome back to Break the Tackle. I am the Pef here with the first mock draft for the 2026 NFL Draft. This is going to be a 2-round mock draft by yours truly. I'm hoping to have at least 2 more after this one before the NFL Draft next month. Just want to say, I'm no draft expert, but I am very open to criticism. Just don't be a jerk about it. Hey, correct me if you need to correct me. If there's some things I need to know, please let me know in the comments. Now it is worth noting that this is my first mock draft of the year. I am not going to do any trades here. Just going to test out how it is without trades, but future mock drafts, there will be trades. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into the mock draft, starting with pick number 1, the Las Vegas Raiders. No surprise here, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. Everyone's mocking it. I think it's a done deal. Let's move on to pick number 2, the New York Jets. I have them going Arvell, Reese, linebacker / edge rusher out of Ohio State. He could probably do either or. He's mainly a linebacker, might convert to edge. A lot of Micah Parsons similarities. Pick number 3, Arizona Cardinals. They could go O-line. They could go edge rusher. I think the safer bet is probably to say they go O-line here. Have him going Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle out of Miami. Could potentially play guard too. Pick number 4, Tennessee Titans. I have him going the running back out of Notre Dame, Jeremiyah Love. A lot of people, no pun intended, love this guy. Titans get themselves possibly their next franchise running back. Number 5, the New York Football Giants. I have him going linebacker Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. It's between him or wide receiver, but John Harbaugh loves his linebackers. Have him going linebacker here. There's probably a good chance he'll get a good wide receiver in the 2nd round. Pick number 6, the Cleveland Browns with the first of 2 picks in the 1st round. It's either going to be wide receiver or offensive line. I have them going wide receiver. Carnell, Tate out of Ohio State. Back-to-back Ohio State players off the board here. Pick number 7, Washington Commanders. I have 3 straight Ohio State guys coming off the board. Safety, Caleb Downs. A lot of people really high on Caleb Downs. I know there's that potential degenerative knee issue, but I mean, it might be worth the risk here. The Commanders get themselves a highly touted defensive star. At number 8, we got the New Orleans Saints. I have them going edge rusher David Bailey out of Texas Tech. It's between him and Rueben Bain for me, but you could probably flip a coin. I have him going David Bailey here. And on the other side of that coin flip, we have number 9, Kansas City Chiefs. I have them going Rueben Bain, edge rusher out of Miami. Again, whichever 2 didn't get drafted by the Saints is probably going to go to the Chiefs. Although they could have gone defensive back, I have them going edge rusher just because they have a late pick in the end of the 1st round here. They could probably snag a pretty good corner there. Spoiler alert for later. Pick number 10, the Cincinnati Bengals. They need a lot of defensive help. I have them going the best corner of this draft, Mansoor, Delane out of LSU. They could probably, they could really use all the defensive help they could get. Number 11, Miami Dolphins. This team very much rebuilding, so wasn't sure where to go here. I ended up going O-line. I have them going Spencer Fano, the offensive lineman out of Utah. And I say offensive lineman because it looks like he could probably play almost any position really on the offensive line. Number 12, Dallas Cowboys. I have him going safety here, going Dillon Thieneman out of Oregon. Spoken very highly of. Some say there's not much of a drop from Caleb Downs to him, and that's saying a lot because people love Caleb Downs. Dillon Thieneman going to the Dallas Cowboys. They get themselves a star defensive back. Number 13, the LA Rams. They are in win now mode, so they're going to take a win now player. Tight end Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. Going to fit in the offense right away. Get themselves a big-time tight end as they make a Super Bowl push. Number 14, Baltimore Ravens. I have a hard time not seeing them take this player. They need a guard in the most desperate way. They're going to take arguably the best guard in this draft. Let me try and say this correctly. Olaivavega, Ioane. Did I say that right? Olaivavega, Ioane. Or just Vega Ioane, or just Vega. Everyone's just going to call him Vega. But the guard out of Penn State, Vega Ioane, goes to the Baltimore Ravens. Number 15, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's get them some defensive help here. They're going edge rusher Akheem Mesidor out of Miami. Number 16, the New York Jets, their second pick of the first round here. And hey, not a lot of wide receivers have been taken. Only one receiver's been taken. They're probably looking for another receiver to put with Garrett Wilson, and I have them going Makai Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. A lot of people love this guy. There may be some concerns. Apparently he didn't interview too well, so maybe a reason why he drops a little bit, but he goes here to the New York Jets. Number 17, the Detroit Lions, and Monroe Freeling has not yet been picked here, so they're going to take the offensive tackle out of Georgia, Monroe Freeling, to the Detroit Lions. Number 18, the Minnesota Vikings, another team who really could use a safety here. They're going to take one in Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo. A lot of safeties here going in the first round. Number 19, we have the Carolina Panthers. I have them going into the trenches with defensive tackle out of Clemson, Peter Woods. At one point, he was kind of viewed as a top 10 guy. Might not be a top 10 guy now, but he goes in the top 20 to the Carolina Panthers. And going to number 20, we have the Dallas Cowboys picking again. This was the pick they got from the Packers. They are going C.J. Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. Another defensive guy to boost up that defense. Number 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I mean, you can tell I know my Steelers more than any other team. 3 years under Omar Khan, all besides one pick that they have had in the first 2 rounds have all been trenches guys. Could definitely see them going here, but another trend I've noticed the last 2 years in the first round, they've been not shy taking guys with some injury concerns. There's a certain wide receiver who's been falling who has some injury concerns. Not to mention, he has had a lot of coaching from former Steeler Hines Ward. I'm, of course, talking about the wide receiver out of Arizona State, Jordyn Tyson, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21. There's also some similarities in his game to CeeDee Lamb, who was drafted and coached by Mike McCarthy. Pick number 22, we got the LA Chargers. They really need a guard, but they could probably snag one in the second round, so we're going to take a chance here and go edge rusher. We got them going Keldrick Falk out of Auburn, the edge rusher who probably could use some development, but he might be able to get some here with the Chargers. Pick number 23, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going back-to-back edge rushers here. We're going T.J. Parker out of Clemson for Philadelphia. Pick number 24, Cleveland Browns. They went Carnell Tate earlier, and hey, looks like they lucked out. They can get themselves an offensive lineman and Caleb Lomu out of Utah. Pick number 25, the Chicago Bears. They're going Caden McDonald out of Ohio State, a defensive tackle to help them on the D-line. Pick number 26, the Buffalo Bills. They kind of lucked out here. They're going Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver out of Indiana. This would be a huge get for the Bills. They need some talent on that wide receiver core. Pick number 27, the San Francisco 49ers. Looking for their future offensive tackle. They might get it here with Blake Miller out of Clemson. Pick 28, the Houston Texans. They're likely going with the trenches here. I have them going Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. Pick number 29, the Kansas City Chiefs are picking again, and they really lucked out here because there have not been many corners taken here because it's a pretty deep corner draft. Teams might kind of skip on corner a little bit, and it's kind of been a trend the last few drafts, which is kind of head-scratching because I feel like the league should be desperate for corners, but they get possibly a steal here. Jamad McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee, going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Pick number 21, the Dolphins with their second pick of the first round. This is the pick they got from the Broncos in the Jalen Waddle trade. And we're going to have back-to-back, not only back-to-back corners, back-to-back Tennessee quarters as they go Colton Hood out of Tennessee. Miami Dolphins getting themselves a guy in their secondary. Pick number 31, we have the runners-up of the NFL this year, the New England Patriots. I have them going Casey Concepcion, the wide receiver out of Texas A&M. And finally in the first round, the Seattle Seahawks, the Super Bowl champions at pick 32. We have them going a cornerback out of Clemson and Avion Terrell. Now, most of the second round will be in the description, but I'm going to share the picks of the teams who did not pick in the first round, as well as the first pick of the second round, number 33, the New York Jets, as this is a big one. They are going Ty Simpson, the quarterback out of Alabama. More than likely, this would be a trade up, but not doing trades in this mock draft, so I have him going here at pick 33, top of the second round. Pick 47 will be the first pick of the Indianapolis Colts. I have him going Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker out of Texas. Pick number 48 for the Atlanta Falcons, they go Caleb Banks, defensive tackle out of Florida, who falls due to some injury concern, but it's a big get for the Falcons. Number 52, the first pick for the Green Bay Packers, they go Keontae Scott, corner out of Miami. The Jacksonville Jaguars, their first pick is at number 56. They're going running back Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame, the second running back taken in this draft, and the second one from Notre Dame at that. And the last pick I'll share with you, pick 62, the Denver Broncos, who recently traded their first round pick in the Jalen Waddle trade. And here, that 62, they're going Darrell Jackson Jr., defensive tackle out of Florida State. Those were my picks for my first mock draft of the 2026 draft. The rest of the second round will be in the description below, but this is your turn to give a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for Break the Tackle. For more mock drafts like this, I'm also doing jersey reviews, and I'm also going to be introducing some new concepts here in this channel, so stay tuned for that. And be sure to leave your comments down below. What did you think of this mock draft? Any criticisms? What are some things I should look into for my future mock draft? I want to hear your feedback. Thanks again for watching Break the Tackle. We love football. We talk football.